rest up on your feet as we read Ephesians 4 and 26 and 27. It says, be angry and do not do what? Do not let the who? Go down on what? Did it say on your friend anger? Did it say on your mama anger or your cousin anger? Don't let the sun go down on who anger? And give no opportunity to the what? You may be seated. That was this man and his daughter. They walked into a crowded elevator. And as they stood there, a woman turned around and slapped this man in the face. And she just looked back when the elevator opened with venomous look and just walked off. The man looked down at his daughter and said, what was her problem? And the daughter said, I don't like her either, Daddy. She's just a mean lady that likes to hurt people. You see, she was stepping on my foot the whole time until I reached up and I pinched her bottom as hard as I could. Then she decided to slap you. And Daddy, you seen her bottom? That was a lot to pinch. Here's my point. That woman acted out in anger. How many people would have acted out in anger the same way? And so she acted out, she turned around, she slapped this man because she was not able to control her temper. And he wasn't even the one to do the pinching. My whole point about this is how many people in this church today is just angry? America is so angry right now. You got the left against the right, got this group against this group, and they angry about something, and they don't even know each other. That's the funny thing about me. People who hate each other and don't even know each other, and somebody haven't done anything to you, we're so angry and bitter. So today I want to talk about the anger in you. I'm going to say it again. The anger in you. Why are we so angry? Now, if you're sitting here today and you don't have any anger, then I just want you to hold on before the end of the week. Your opportunity will come. You have plenty of opportunity, right? But the anger in you. Why are we so angry? Anger is an emotion. And there's no bad emotions, just emotions going bad. Well, you said, well, Pastor, what do you mean these emotions can't be bad? Well, what about hate? The Bible says God hates evil. You should hate evil too. It didn't say hate people. Well, what about sin? Yeah, you should hate sin, but don't hate the sinner. What about segregation? Yeah, hate segregation, but don't hate the segregator. But there's a time and place for anger, and ain't nothing wrong with anger if it's channeled to the right thing. People think it's such, as you're a believer, you can't get angry. Yes, you can get angry. But what are you getting angry at, and how are you controlling it? It's not the anger, it's the reaction after the anger. And Paul is letting us know about this. He said there's all kind of anger now. That there's sudden anger, that's that blow-up anger. That's that anger when you just fly off the handle. And Paul is saying, now, I want you to be angry, but don't sin. That blow-up anger sins. And he wants us to know. See, this is the point. A wise person is not the one that don't get angry. It's not the blow angry. It's the one that's slow to anger. And so that's what Paul is saying. You have to understand that you have to keep your sudden anger under control. Look what he said right here. He said, be angry, but don't put the sin with it. I'm going to say it again. Be angry about injustice, but don't burn the whole city down. I'm going to say it one more time. Be angry, but don't fly off the handle and cuss everybody out. The Bible said that there come a time that you have to get angry about some things, but don't sin with it. Paul is letting us know that these emotions are not bad emotions. They're just emotions gone bad. And we have to understand that. The first example of anger in the Bible is in Genesis 4 and 5. Cain killed who? Abel. Because Abel gave his offering, his full offering. Cain gave what was left over. He gave a little something. And God blessed Abel. Now, let's check this out. Cain is really, really mad at God But he gets jealous of his brother, and this jealousy led to hatred, and this hatred led to killing. Here's my point. I want to talk to these Cains out here, a.k.a. haters. If you want your blessings to go up, let your offering go up. Be like Abel. You don't have to kill nobody. Don't be a hater. It's not about that. It's about you doing the will of God. His blessings was there because his offering was up. But we don't have to. We got so many haters. Ladies, if your sister got a good man, look, you get your own man. Don't be a hater, right? Fellas, if your friend get a BMW, don't be talking about, I wonder how he can't pay for that. It ain't your bill anyway. Don't be a hater, right? If your coworker get a job promotion because of a degree, don't be going around and saying it's a social degree from JC. Look, you just say, hey, what? Bless my friend. I'm fighting for her. Don't be a hater. Is there anybody here just right now just tired of the haters? I want to walk around and dim somebody's light and throw water on people. Man, God be blessing people, and he'll bless you too. Get your offering up. Exceed expectation. Do his will. Man, Paul is letting us know these are some things that we should do. And look what he says in Proverbs 14. Solomon said in Proverbs 14 and 29. He said, people with understanding control what? But a hot-tempered people show what? Man, if you want to see a fool, a short-tempered, hot-tempered person, if you want to see a fool, just get them, let them get angry. Some people say all the time, I heard this a long time ago, people who are angry all the time are not happy with themselves. It's really an outward expression of hurt inside. If another anger you quickly, that means that you ain't right with yourself. And Paul is saying you should watch these short-tempered people because that ain't nothing but selfishness. Don't nobody got time to be walking around on no eggshells because they don't know when you're going to blow up. And sooner or later, if you keep doing that, what you do is shun people away from you. I used to think it was cool to be, I was in coaching, and I used to think you need to be yelling at the players and all that, but I'm like, that ain't really me. Because you yell at one player, he shuts down. You yell at another player, he picks it up. You just got to figure out what kind of player it is. So you got different personality. One size don't fit all. But I learned this right here. All the coaches out there yelling, screaming, and cussing and losing their temper, every last one of them had a heart attack by the age of 50. And I was like, no. Because, see, anger has the greatest effect on your body, more than worry and anything else. If you want to die quick, keep getting mad quick. You dig in your grave. And Paul is saying, hey, be slow to anger now. Think this thing over. Do not sin, because all you do is cause problems in your life. You're hurting yourself. Nobody going to walk around eggshells. It's supposed to be after you survive COVID. On a peaceful life for real. And you short temper, you're going to blow up in here. I ain't got time for that. And Paul is saying, these are some skills that we have, that we should do. And look what he says right here in Proverbs 22 and 24. He said, do not make friends with any who? Hot-tempered person. Do not associate with what? One who easily anger. Everybody is not a friend prospect. I used to have friends that were hot-headed. They want to go out. I ain't riding with you. If you get into something now, you start it, you got to finish it. Because everywhere we go, somebody picking on me. And no, man, look, we here to have a good time. And angry people have you in a predicament yourself. Don't be like Moses, didn't make it to the promised land. In Numbers 20, God told Moses to speak to the rock. All the water and everything will come out for the people. He goes and get mad because all these people acting a fool, they complaining, they acting a fool. See, only emotion you control is yourself. Instead of speaking to the rock, he gonna strike the rock. And God said, you know what? Your emotions ain't stable. You're not gonna even make it to the promised land. You can see it. I want to help somebody. Your temper will make you lose your promise. Your temper will make you lose your promise. If you yell at your wife enough, sooner or later you're going to be yelling at a house that's empty. Your temper will make you lose your promise. Some of you right there, if you go to work and you yell at your boss today, you'll be crying in the unemployment line tomorrow. Your temper will make you lose your promise. If you yell at your friends enough, sooner or later the only person on that phone going to be you, because your temper will make you lose your promise. Anybody can relate to that? Your temper will make you lose your promise. Who wants to lose the promise? I want good things in my life. Ain't nothing wrong with talking to somebody and having a come to Jesus meeting. It come times for that. But the way you react and the way you go about it, Paul is saying, you will be held accountable for this. Sudden anger. And I want to talk to y'all. See, some of y'all over here think it's all cute that you don't have no sudden anger. But see, the anger in you, it may be sudden anger that needs to be controlled. But it also may be stubborn anger. You see what I'm saying? See, anger is one letter from danger, okay? But it may be that stubborn anger that you have in your life. I'm gonna put it on the bottom shelf for you. Some of y'all let stuff build up. Let one thing pass, you let it build up to the next day. And you cray-cray. You don't want to blow up that. I didn't think she would like that. Yeah, she was holding that stuff in. You can't hold that. Pressure bust or what? Now, so you want to talk about the sudden anger, people. What about you? Holding resentment. Come home, the husband ain't got no drawers clean, you know what I'm saying? You don't cook 1 cup of rice and 1 piece of chicken. Feeling good, you ain't got nothing for him, right? All kind of little stuff we be doing. Oh, I'm going to get on everybody. Am I on your couch right now? If I ain't on your couch, I got one more point for you now. That's stubborn anger. Look what Paul said about this stubborn anger. He said, do not let the what? Go what? On who anger? And give who? For the devil. He said, don't let the sun set before you get rid of that. Because you let it go, and you let it go, and you building up, you boiling up, and guess what you do? He said on the level, get the devil an opportunity. You start thinking about some things. Oh, come on now. You laying in the bed, you sleeping, but you can't go to sleep. You got some things on your mind, right? If she say this tomorrow, I got something for her, you know what I'm saying? You walk cop. Yeah, they say one more thing. That person say one more thing to me. Come on now. You don't let it build up. You don't let it build up. And what Paul is saying, don't let the sun go what? Don't let it go down. If you let it go down, it's going to go down. And he said, don't do it. I know we talk about the people who stubborn anger, but the sudden anger people, I just wish you could be sudden happy one day. I just wish you can just be suddenly happy. If you want to blow up and get mad, won't you just be suddenly just happy? Just jump on a table and start dancing. Take your shirt off and swing it like a helicopter. Just make us feel good around you. You know what I'm saying? Can we keep putting up to that? Then we get holding up stuff, start holding in stuff. But you stubborn people, won't you stop letting the sun set? Because all it's doing is hurting you. And not only that you may snap out on somebody else, you might have a nervous breakdown. Because that stuff that's bottling up, you got to forgive. You can't let the sun set. This is for you. When I forgive people, it ain't for you. It's for me. Paul said, put that stuff aside. Don't let I can picture right now the weatherman say, hey, the sun sets at 6:30. It's 6:18. You got 12 minutes to get over your anger. You got 12 minutes to let it go. Now to Bob with the sport report. You know what I'm saying? I just wish he can just say that and okay, it's about to get dark. I got to go ahead and get rid of this right here. Lord help me. We got to what? Let it go. Don't let the sun set. Because we don't want a little revenge. That's what the Bible says. The Bible said, it said, never take revenge on your what? Own, right? Beloved, it says what? Leave room for who? The wrath of what? Vengeance is who? Says the Lord. I've learned that concept the last 10 years. My life done got so much better. Everybody who did something to me, they end up worse off. I don't even get mad no more because I know would you mess with God's child? Baby, you don't even know what you just did. You mess with God's child, you done set yourself. In fact, I'm praying for you right now. I'm God. He keep blessing me. And I understand that I'm not going to let the sun go down. I'm going to listen to Paul. That's what it says also. Paul letting us know. I'm going to say Deuteronomy. That's what it says right here. As Moses. According to Deuteronomy, right? Am I the right one? Yeah. According to Deuteronomy, it says sunset was the time by which wrongs against who? God. Against others should be what? Make it right. The last one. It says he who is slow to anger is better than who? And he that ruleth his spirit than he what? To take what? Take it a city. You are more mighty when you contain and slow your anger. People think it's strong to snap out. I ain't taking no junk. Well, you know what? You got to take some junk. See, you got to know when to hold them. You got to know when to fold them. You got to know, should I say this? It is really important. This person that I'm talking to, do they have the mental capacity to really accept what I'm saying? In fact, do they have the intellect to even understand what I'm trying to say? Do this really need to be said? And how about this right here? Mama said, if you can't be nice, be what? Quiet. Be quiet. Some things don't need to be addressed. And he's saying, you are more mightier. See, the wiser you get, the older you get, the more you be quiet. The more you be quiet. And Paul said, he said, don't let this go down on you. And the Bible also says, fret not. It says, fret not yourself. And basically that's in Psalms 37:8. He said, don't be envious of people who get mad and seem like they get their way. They will soon go down to destruction. It's going to catch up with them. So I don't envy people walking around like they tough guy and all that. All you doing is hurting yourself. And the Bible said that ain't the way to do it. That ain't the way to do it. You cannot let stuff keep bottling up in you. Because what's going to happen is that you're going to explode. There was an article in 1994 by Christopher Byrne. And he said that the bombs from the 1940s in World War II was still blowing up in 1994. And in fact, they're still blowing up today. You see, these bombs in Europe, it's in Europe, these bombs were planted by people of Europe, and it was also planted by the enemies. The enemy would fly in with bombs, and some of them went into the water, and then also in Europe, they planted some in the ground, landmines, for you to come on there and you get your business right. And they did all the different things. But here's my point. These bombs are blowing up 50 years later and beyond. You see, these lingering bombs is same true for lingering anger. See, lingering anger will blow up later. If you keep that stuff buried and people are going to construction sites and they're digging up and they hit the wrong thing, there it is. They out here on the fishing nets in the water and they pull in the net and they hit the wrong thing, and there it is. I'm trying to help somebody. That lingering anger that you bury and bury and bury, it may not explode today, but it's going to explode later. And we got to do like Paul. I'm not going to let this thing blow up on me and I hurt myself and somebody else, or I just keep it within and I have a nervous breakdown. I hope somebody here right now made their mind up that they ain't going to have no nervous breakdown, that you ain't going to worry me, that you ain't going to stress me out, that I'm here, I'm a child of God, and I want some peace in my life. This stubborn anger, you think you hold it in and you ain't going to cause no problem. But all you're doing is causing problems in your life. So don't hold it in, ladies. Don't hold it in. When your husband come in and he put that one dish in that sink, you say, hold up, baby, come on in here. We need to have the come to Jesus meeting. Let's talk it out. I'm not your mama. I work too. You got to clean that up right there. Come on, fella, when your wife come and she keep putting dents in the car, hey, come on in, boo-boo. Let's have a come to Jesus meeting. Let's straighten this out. I paid for the first dent, you paying for this. Now, how you going to do it? I'm just saying, sometimes, don't let that stuff build up. Don't let it build up. That friend that's talking slick to you and have a little smart remark, come on in, let me talk to you right quick. What you're saying to me, I can't accept that. Let's sit down. Let's talk this thing out. Let's straighten this thing out, because I'm not going to let it bottle up and blow up later. Man, nothing. Don't sit there and just take stuff. If something don't sit well with your spirit, I ain't say your, that's too pretty. If something don't sit well with your spirit, have a come to Jesus meeting and let's straighten this out. Because it lingers, it lingers, it lingers. And you don't have to say things that are offensive, but if that person blow up when you sit down and talk to them like an adult, then they're just selfish. They have no regard for human decency. They just want their way. They like a 2-year-old child that somebody stole their bicycle. But there come a time, and this is what I learned about adults. We're going to disagree with some things. But we got to sit down and talk this out, or somebody going to bottle up and explode up. Don't let it linger. Don't be like World War II. Now, the title is The Anger in You. It could be sudden anger that need to be controlled. Now, it could be stubborn anger, those who hold stuff in and snap out later. And it could be some sanctified anger. It may be a good reason why you are getting angry. Jesus got angry too. That he was healing, and these Pharisees over there hating and all that. It was a man with a shriveled hand. He healed the man, and he got angry because these haters over there. Jesus done turned the table over. He was in the temple. These people over there, they over there playing dice, they're selling stuff, all kind of stuff. Jesus flipped over the table because they dishonored God. When God is dishonored, it's okay to get angry. He flipped over the table. He didn't flip them over on their head. They might have needed it. Well, that ain't in the Bible. But here's my point. But it's time when an officer put a knee on somebody's neck for 9 minutes, it's time to stand up and get angry about that. There's a time and a place to get angry. And Paul is letting us know. And when we get angry, but we got to control it. We got to control it and get some things changed. What are you doing with your anger? Let me ask you today, how are you reacting with your anger today? Do you blow? Do you suppress things in? Or do you get mad about something that's really righteous and you go too far with it? I don't know what you deal with, but we all deal with the anger within you. And how you deal with it has an effect on your emotions, has an effect on your relationship with God, has an effect on your life. And I want to encourage you today to look at your anger. You can't look at the next man's anger, the next woman's anger. Look at your anger. And don't let your emotions overpower your intelligence. I try every day, God help me. Help me, God. Every day be some food. Anybody out there steal food every day? Like, y'all gonna make me lose my mind. Up in here. Why? But I realized when I used to get angry all the time, sudden angry, then I started holding stuff in, then I had the stubborn anger. Then I started realizing when I'm easily angered, I'm off balance. I almost got angered yesterday, Ashley. I'm outside in the backyard. I was cooking some ribs, and I had some chicken and all that, doing my thing. My wife walked out there and said, "Did you see that rat? Or that rat run up under the shed?" I said, "No." She said, "I was still cooking. You didn't see that? You didn't see what I see?" Like, "No." I said, "Well, baby, he ran away from you. That means he ain't want no problem." But you didn't. Now, I'm still turning my meat. You didn't see that rat run up under the shed? I'm like, "No, I didn't." Don't ask me that no more now, Al. You know what I'm saying? Still cooking my food. Because if he, look, hey, I'm still cooking my food because if he don't start nothing with me, I ain't going to start nothing with him. I'm on it. Did you see that rat? I said, "Oh, look. This is 73 Canal Place, right? I ain't going to let no rat run that." You know what I'm saying? If he let that rat come out there, he going to have a problem. You know what I'm saying? Now, I'm mad at the rat. Now, stop talking about the rat. There's woods behind my house, a shed. Let him run. But it can be something just easy. Somebody asks you something more than one time. Anybody out there, somebody asks you something more than one time, that send me to a level of, I ain't going to use that word, but like I said, I ain't worried about no rat. You know what I'm saying? But my point being is it's all fun and game, but it can be little small things that trigger us. And we got to reel ourselves back in and think about the anger in you. Maybe people ain't been in the country like you, and they see a rat and a possum. That's something big to them. Maybe to you, that ain't nothing. You see an alligator. Okay, as long as he don't bother me. But it depends on the person. But this is the thing right here I want you to get as we leave. As the music plays softly. The Bible says in Proverbs 15:1, a soft anger turns away what? Wrath. But a harsh word does what? You'll be amazed when somebody in their feelings, in their moment, and you just say something nice, and how it can just bring it down. When you respond calmly. Now, how about you get to yourself and say, let me think, let me count to 10 before I say something. I just want you to think about that, because when you respond calmly, that's when you bring it down. But when you stir it up, it could be something that small that don't mean nothing. And you ever been sitting around like, why are we arguing? Like, what's this all about? People are tired. They're frustrated. They're holding things over. It's boiling. And it could be one little thing that set it off. And I can tell right now you're in your emotions, and let's let this go. Sometimes you're just mad, Miss Cooper, because you didn't get enough sleep. Anything set you off. But you got to manage the anger in you. I read not long ago about John Rockefeller. He's an oil tycoon. He's in New York back in the day. Rich. One of his senior executives made a decision, and Ms. Fluker lost him $2 million. Everybody was trying to stay away from John Rockefeller the next day. And it was a guy named Bedford had a meeting with him. And John Rockefeller was sitting at his desk writing. He was writing all of the virtues, all of the good things about this senior executive. So we had a meeting with Mr. Bedford. Mr. Bedford walked in. And John said, did you hear about the loss of the $2 million? Mr. Bedford said, yeah, I did. He was cringing, waiting for the rest. Rockefeller said, I'm sitting here writing down all of the positives of this executive before I call him in to talk to him. He said, I noticed I wrote down at least 10 times that this executive made a decision that made the company 2 times, 3 times more than he done lost in this one time. He said, since I done added it up, I don't have the sudden anger anymore. I'm going to call him in. We're going to talk it out and work it out. I'm trying to help somebody out there that maybe you got some relationship issues, or maybe you've been like me when you was young, you blow up and all the different things. But I'm telling you, there are times in your life as you get older, you got to count the cost. Add things up. Is it more positive than negative? Sometimes you just got to take one for the team. You ain't going to get everything in every situation. I'm not saying nobody should be abused. I'm not saying nobody should be used, but there's not. Everybody say keep it 100. Ain't nothing 100. Something about your job that you don't love, add it up. Something about your relationship you don't like, add it up. And there may be more virtues than bad virtues. I heard people say a long time, don't leave your 80% for that 20%. The grass may be greener. If you water your grass, maybe it might sprout up. It come times we just got to evaluate our lives and don't have all of this sudden anger and blow anger. And make sure there are friendships out there. That's some things you disagree with. Add it up. We get along with 95% of the time. There's 95 things we get along with. Let's don't even talk about those 5 things. I see there's so many. Just be one thing. Throw the whole thing off. That's a lack of maturity. I got friends right now, some things we disagree with. I don't care what side of the aisle you're on, all that. We disagree with this, that, or the other. Let's talk about what we agree with. And that's what it's all about, us coming together in unity. And that's what Paul been preaching. He's talking about unity. Last week we talked about your words matter. And then this week he's saying, you got to watch your temper or you're going to lose this unity. We must have unity in our life. So as we leave here today, the anger in you, it could be that sudden anger that needs to be controlled. It could be that stubborn anger that you let bottle up. And not only would you hurt somebody else, you're going to hurt yourself. And I love me some me. And it could be that sanctified anger. You got good intentions, but don't burn the whole city down. Don't be snapping out on folks. You might have good intentions, but the way you approach it, the anger in you. before I leave, I got some tips for y'all right now. Some angry management tips. Number one, this is what I do. I think of the consequence when I get mad. How many years I'm going to get? Will they really catch me? See, some of y'all laughing right now. Or is it really worth it? You know, consequences. You know, we live together. Why are we going to get mad at each other? We work together. Why are we going to fall out? I think of the consequences. Then I also think about, I need to think before I speak. Get in my feelings. Try to look at it from both angles. Count it up. Add it up. Identify possible solutions. Identify them. Having your spouse late, just pull the sermon out. Just start playing with it. Just do some business deals, whatever, right? If your partner forgets all the time, you already know he was going to forget. Have your backup plan. Somebody talk too much, you know you got to ignore them. You know that. Oh, yeah, that's good. For real? Okay, every 5 minutes, for real? You know, you lying. You know that. Last but not least, I mean, don't hold grudges. Stubborn, angry people. You hurting yourself. Your blood pressure going up. And last but not least, practice some relaxation tips. You may go to the gym, you may go fishing, you may go hunting. You need an outlet. Sometimes you just need a break. And then know when to seek help. If you have this sudden anger and you cannot control it, ain't nothing wrong with getting some help. Get you some help. If you have this stubborn anger, get you help. That's self-destruction. Ain't nothing to be ashamed of. And if you over the top, always trying to help people, but you all over and you crossing the line, you might be right. Yeah, you need to stop smoking this. And your nephew, you need to stop doing this. You need to stop selling this, but you over the top with it. You need to get some help too. Because there are boundaries. It's not what you do, it's how you do it. So as you leave here today, think about the anger in you. Think about the anger in you. And just like Rockefeller, he didn't just make sudden decisions. He took time to make a list. And you should too. Evaluate your life. And just like those lingering bombs, don't let the sun set. The Bible said, do not let the sun set. And last but not least, if you got that sanctified anger, Jesus turned the table over. He didn't turn people over. We got to turn injustice over. But it's the way we go about it. So I hope you received the message. This wasn't no hallelujah, clap, clap message because it was anger about you. Sometimes it don't feel good when it's about you and me. But it's needed and it's necessary. I want to encourage you today to go out and smile. I want you to do like the weatherman said, hey, it's 6:18 tonight. I want you to think about you got 12 minutes, to get this anger out of your life. And don't let it go on to tomorrow. I just want just a hand clap of praise. If there's anybody in here that made their mind up that they ain't going to let the sun set on their anger, don't let it set. Don't let it set. It ain't worth it. It ain't worth it. It ain't worth it.
We hope you enjoyed the message today. It is now time for Tithes and Offering. There are 3 ways to give. You can use our CashApp at the bottom of the screen. You can also text, and it's at the bottom of the screen. Or if you would like, we have a Dropbox here at the church where you can drop off your giving. Now, if something was said today that moved you and you want to give your life to Christ, we would like for you to call us at 601-408-7156. We want to talk to you about your decision today.